Quail's Knitting Nest. My name is Joy, and I'm so happy that Janet is back with me here today.
And I'm Janet, and we're filming on 4th of July. So
Yes.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Being patriotic today. It's really too hot to wear a sweater for me. But Joy's wearing a pretty sweater.
Yes. This is called the Curvy Lace Pullover, and it's by E.J. Slayton. And I used Susan, which is a yarn from Schaefer Yarn Company. It's 100% cotton. I think it's mercerized cotton.
And they're out of business now.
It's the same front and back. Yeah, she's discontinued.
She was up in a barn in New York that time. You went up by the lakes.
Yep.
That's right. That's right.
Cayuga Lake.
That's right. I remember that.
Near Ithaca.
So I have a few things that I finished. Small items, just small items. I wasn't knitting too much for a few months, but then I got back on track about a month ago, I guess I'd say. The first thing that got me on track, I guess, was one of our friends requested some chemo caps for Lehigh Valley Hospital because she said they had a basket there to free hats, chemo caps, but after the first visit there, it was for a relative of hers, the basket was empty for quite a while. So she sent out a request to the group, who wants to knit chemo caps? So that got me started again. I actually had to go and buy yarn because I didn't have enough washable, soft, acrylic, cotton yarn, whatever. So I ended up going to Michael's, which I probably haven't been to in 2 years, the first time. And I found this Caron Yarn Inspirations Blossom Cake, it's called. And it's 61% cotton, 39% acrylic. And it's a worsted weight. This is the cake after I've already made one hat. So it's a pretty big cake. I think it's 8, is it? Yeah, it's 8 ounces, 227 grams.
Yeah, that's decent size.
I made...
And this is your color.
Yes. It's actually called Caribbean Sea. I bought 2 of them. The other one, I'll show you the hat in just a second. So the first one is Gia Chemo Cap. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Okay. So this is my first one.
Oh yeah,
It has a little bit of a
tuck in
thing.
the front.
One of my friends told me when she made these, she put a button on, but it's nice and soft. I think it's going to be a comfortable hat. I like the fact that it has these rolls here around the face. It's not quite as flat looking. And I also made another one and this is Punto yarn. It's an old yarn that I've had in my stash.
That's soft.
And this, isn't it nice?
Yeah.
It's cotton, let me see, 55 cotton, 45 acrylic. Use the same pattern.
Interesting, because they're very similar content, but they feel really different.
Same size needle, too, size 7.
Huh. Interesting.
And then the next one I made was a Head Huggers Knit Pattern 1. It's called the Rolled Brim Chemo Cap. Another free pattern on Ravelry. And this time I used the other color of the Blossom Cake, which is called Blossom. It's
nice
pink,
pinks, yeah.
and it's just a roll. But I love the way this feels. I think
it's
this is a great yarn. And it was another cake like this. And then the fourth one was actually Joy's pattern, Suzanna Beanie, it's called.
Yeah.
You have this available on your website?
It's on Ravelry.
On Ravelry?
Yeah.
Okay. The Suzanna Beanie. And I used Punto. Oh, the peach one was Jeannee. This is Punto. Jeannee is a Plymouth yarn. That was the peach. And Punto is Schachenmayr or whatever. This was from my stash too. It's nice and soft.
Did it have?
I ran out of the white, so
okay.
I knew I didn't have enough white for the whole hat. So I had the multi Punto that I added to it.
It goes
So
together
nice
well,
and soft.
yeah. I like it.
Nice and, I love the way it feels.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah, I just try to find the softest because I remember
Actually, this is probably my
one
favorite
time-
of the three that you've shown.
one time somebody said that you really need, the head is very sensitive
Yes.
without hair, and you need something very soft and loose. So I didn't want to make a tight beanie or anything like that. So
That is nice. I have 2 Afghan squares. I've been working on Norah's Vintage Afghan by Norah Gaughan. And I have 2 squares done this time. The first one is square number 15, which I really like. So it's X's and O's in a vertical, done vertically. I really like this one.
I always like that pattern.
And then I have square 16.
Oh, that's cute how you put the brown in the
Yeah.
bobble. I like that.
So this has bobbles in it, and I was kind of inspired by the bobble hat that Beth made in the last episode, where she did the assigned pooling, and every time she came to the color, she did a bobble. Well, these were not random, but I just put a pop of the brown color for the bobbles in that. So I like the way that turned out too.
And how many do you have? 14, did you tell me?
So this is square 16, and I skipped
16.
1, so I have 15 done.
15 out of 20, right? 24? 20?
15 out of 20.
20.
So I'm
Wow.
75% done.
Wow, you'll have it done for the fall.
Maybe.
Oh, you will.
We'll see.
I'm sure you will.
What else gets in the way? Who knows?
Knitter's Day Out in Harrisburg, or what's the actual name of the town? I always forget. It's not Harrisburg. It's at a college. I can't think of the name
I
right
know,
now.
it just went right out of my head.
It doesn't say it on here. But anyway, every year they have a knit along, and they send out a pattern in June, I guess. Knitter's Day Out. This year it's a cowl pattern by Elsebeth Durand, and it's called Along the Susquehanna, which is the river that runs through Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I like that
As you can
purple.
see, I love this color. It was a fun knit. Really was a fun knit.
So talk about the patterns,
going
because
to.
each one
Yeah,
has
it's
the...
really pretty. And my yarn, I'm going to tell. My yarn was Misha's Obsession.
Oh,
What's that?
you have so much Misha yarn.
This one I just bought for
That
her
was
in
the new
January.
one.
This is the new
Oh.
one. I don't let it sit too long in my stash. There's something about her yarns. This was definitely the color and the fact that it was a DK weight, because the cowl's a DK weight. So it's Misha's Obsessions. So this base was called King Superwash Merino, 231 yards, 100 grams, and the color is My Girl. But I just love it. It has flecks of blue in it too. It's so pretty, the 4 patterns. Okay, this is really neat. This is charted and written out. So the first one is called The River. The Susquehanna River originates from Otsego Lake in New York. I never heard of that. And is joined by a second branch coming from western Pennsylvania. It flows for 444 miles south through Pennsylvania and into the Chesapeake Bay. Where the river passes Enola, the home of KDO, it is a mile wide. It's the longest river in the East Coast states. The first design is the river. You can see this, the one on the bottom, the river flowing. The second one is train tracks. You can see that. That's the ribbing. You can see the ribbing. Second one. The third one is the road. So it looks like it's just a garter stitch, and it has a little bit of knits in the middle, I guess like the line down the middle of the road. And the field is this one. It looks like the grass blowing in the wind, probably. The field. And the last one is the sky. And this is interesting. It's all stockinette. Let's see. If I tilt it like that, maybe you could see. And you put birds randomly, wherever you want. So that's birds flying in the sky.
I really like that.
I love this.
Yeah.
I think this was one of my favorites.
Yeah, she did a
Every
great
year.
job with that. Yeah.
So that was fun. And it's a free pattern along the
Yes.
Susquehanna.
Yes. Free
I'll
on
show that
one.
again.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Yep.
It's fun to do. It's a quick knit because
Yeah.
it's DK. I haven't knit with DK. I seem to be stuck on fingering most of the time.
I do.
Making something.
I do plan on making one, but it's
I figured
not,
you did.
I'm not quite there yet.
I'm prepared for September. Hopefully I'll get there.
My next finished object is my Nordique swing sweater. So this is it. It only has buttons in the center part, and then it flares out at the, well, it just flares because it just hangs open. And then it's an all over stitch pattern, which is all over the back as well. Let me show you. It's from Interweave Knits Fall 2009. It is by Veronik Avery.
Oh, nice design.
This is the picture.
I don't hear too much about her anymore.
No. Now I did alter this. Can you see how the collar sticks out around her neck?
I was just looking at that. Yours is different.
So I changed the whole neckline.
I think yours looks better.
It was knit straight up with no shaping at all, and then extended in the back to meet it. So it makes this sort of weird thing that kind of sticks out around the back of the neck. So I eliminated that. I did shaping along the front, and then did a little bit of back neck shaping too, to make it more like a normal, almost crew / V neck. And then because of the way it was shaped here, it was not really a true set and sleeve. It was more like a modified drop. So then I redesigned the sleeve to make it set in, and instead of knitting it bottom up, I did the sleeve top down. So the pieces I did bottom up, and then when I went around the shoulder here and then knit this part top down.
Picked up the stitches. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And then you did some side stitches here, I see.
I did a little bit of shaping. Is that what you mean?
No, there's
seam.
Like stockinette, a row of stockinette down there.
Yeah, because the
pattern
didn't go all the way to the edge. It was an eight stitch pattern, and there were not enough stitches here along the edge to continue the pattern. So there's like a little block of stockinette that goes along the seam.
I thought maybe you added that.
Nope. No, that was
a very
part
pretty
of the pattern.
The stitch design, I like that. So basically all you did was the stitch design from the pattern. You changed everything else up.
Well, I tried. I mean, it looks basically the same, right? Because it has the split in the front and the buttons in the middle, and then instead of
long sleeve, no 3/4.
It's 3/4.
3/4. That's what I thought.
And because it looks like a V-neck because of the way she did the shaping, that's why I did the neck shaping as a V style. So it looks very similar. It just doesn't have that kind of weird neck thing going on in the back. So I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, pretty color.
I used this yarn. It's Spencer Hill Faith, and the color is Tweety. Tweety, as in
Tweety Pie.
Yeah,
the bird. Yeah,
as in the cartoon bird.
Yeah,
and Beth renamed it Legal Pad Yellow.
Oh yes. That
was funny. Anyway, I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, fits very well.
I like it. It's.
And is it all wool?
Yes, this is 100% wool.
Okay.
The wool is from Maine.
Maine spun wool.
And then she dyed it. She's a natural dyer, so I have no idea what she used to dye this with, but she uses natural dyes.
Yeah, it's kind of semi-solid. Darker.
Yep.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Looks like you have some socks
to show us. I've made so many socks. I've given away 5 pairs for gifts this year. So the first one that I have to show this is from Into the World, WHIRLED, and I got the yarn at Rhinebeck last year, and it's the Rhinebeck color for 2022.
It's pretty. It's so pretty.
I love it. It has rust and brown. Let's see. Looks like black. I hope it's black. Plan to wear it with black. But anyway, so I just did a 2x2, a little bit on the top of the cuff. On the cuff, I should say. And the leg is just stockinette, just all vanilla. Here's the other sock. I just put it on one.
Great browns in there. Great fall colors. Yeah.
I think it's very wearable color.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what yarn this is. This was in my stash. I just thought it was a good colors again, good wearable colors. But I did a 2x2 rib on the cuff, and the leg is 3x1 rib, and the foot is always stockinette because I don't like anything on my foot.
So that's a rib. It's not garter stitch.
No.
Oh, okay. So
I
those
think
are
it's a
pearls.
3x1. Yep. And here's the other one. I only have one set of blockers, so. And then
I like that. That's neat.
it's pretty teals.
Mystery yarn. Oh, and this, I don't know if it shows up, but there's like purple and blue in amongst like the dark gray. It's really pretty.
Because I'll have the other one
A
finished.
half finished object.
So I have one sock, and again, okay, it's not blocked yet, so it does make a difference. This is how it looks in the ball. This is not what I thought was going to happen. This is self-striping yarn. It's Misha's Obsession again, and I just bought. And it is, let's see, her base is Brit sock. It's a 75-25 superwash blue face Leicester and nylon. Holiday Cupcakes is this color.
Yeah, so they're one row stripes basically.
Yeah, I thought if you saw the skein before, I should have taken a picture before. It looked like it was going to be a wider stripe because there were big areas of each color. But then as soon as I wound it, it ended up like that. So, but it's pretty. I like it. Actually, looks more patriotic than holiday-ish, I think.
It does. It's very blue and red, yeah, and white. Yep. Well, I have one sock in progress, which I'll show you. This pair I'm making for my daughter, Amy. This is using Janet's stash yarn, Mystery Stash.
I have a lot of that.
This is what it looks like. Blue, purple, pink, tweed, and it's on the needles. I am past the cuff here.
Oh, that ended up pretty.
So
A little bit of striping.
yes, a little bit like that in the light section, and then there's like a big purple section coming. So this is the first sock. I'm almost done the first sock, and these will be for Amy.
Very nice.
Speaking of Amy, she had a book launch last week. I brought a copy to show. It's called Angels and Insects Are Creatures with Wings. She calls it a chapbook. So in the poetry world, they call little books that are less than 30 pages chapbooks.
Oh.
So this is a little book, less than 30 pages long, or just over 30 actually. And it's filled with her poems.
Poems.
Yeah, it's all poems. And she writes in a bunch of different styles. So some of them are prose poems, so they look like a paragraph. And then the other poems, I don't know what you call this, but it's like spaced specially on the page to make it look pretty or whatever. And if anyone's into poetry and you'd like a copy, I'll put a link in the description box below. So this is her third book now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She has a Patreon and she publishes 10 poems every month. And
wow.
If you are at a certain tier, she will write you your own poem every month. So these 3 books that she has now, almost all of the poems were collated from the past 3 or 4 years of her Patreon poems.
Okay.
So she writes 10 a month, well, plus however many patrons she has. So she's writing all those poems every month. So she was able to generate a lot of work that she could pull from.
That's great.
All right, what do you have here? What's this brown yarn?
Okay. Every year, Marie Greene has a July 4th knit-along. And supposedly, you started on July 1st, and it's supposed to be a 4-day knit-along. But of course,
oh my,
it isn't for me and most people. But it's just something she came up with. But it's a nice community knit-along. I joined the Facebook group, so everybody's making comments since July 1st. So this year's is called Lemon Spritz, the Lemon Spritz sweater. Olive knits. So here's the picture of it. Lemon Spritz.
It's cute.
It's really pretty. I like it. Along with this pattern, we also received 50 pages of lemon recipes.
Wow.
Wonderful recipes. And playlists, song playlists.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazing. And there's a lot of tutorials too. The pattern is 12 pages long. I love it for one reason. I'm going to show you the detail on the sleeve. It's knit from the top down. It's like leaves hanging. You know, it's the lemon leaves hanging. Everything is lemon. So she's giving prizes every day too, and it's everything involved with lemons.
A prize every day?
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow. Well, it's 4 days, right?
4 days, yeah. I'm using, it's Elsebeth Lavold Hempathy, and I looked it up online, and it's still available. It's 34% hemp, 41% cotton, 25% modal, 50 grams, 153 yards, made in Italy. It is 22 to 23 stitches, 4 inches, and I'm using a size 4. So this is all I have done because I had to rip it out once or twice, like most people, for this pattern. Because it's knit from the top down, and the sleeves are the public side is the purl side.
Oh.
So you have to switch from the knits to the purls for the sleeve section.
Okay.
It's from the top down. And the way she had us doing the increases before the purls was yarn overs. Everybody had holes, including me, big holes. So they were switching to either make one left, make one right along the increase raglan line, I guess you would call it. Knit one in the front and the back. That's what I did because I didn't want to have the holes. So it worked out much better once I switched to just the knit in the front and the back.
So when she was doing the yarn overs, was then she working down through the back loop to close it?
Yeah. But that didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't think for anybody. And the people who didn't redo it said that they were calling it a design feature. But the problem with that is it was just 2 sides. I think it was like this side and the back of that, where you change from the knit to the purl.
Oh, okay.
Is where it didn't work out.
So it wasn't mirrored on both.
Nope. It was one side of the front and one side of the back. Opposite sides. And it did not look good in the front. So I've done 2 other ones. So I did the Foxtrot cardigan, which is one of my favorite sweaters. I just love this sweater.
Was this a 4-day?
Yeah.
No,
I didn't do it in 4 days.
Oh my goodness. Holy cow.
But it was another one of her 4-day.
This was your Rhinebeck sweater, right? 1
year?
year?
1 year. I love it. I love the yarn. I bought this little closure since it didn't have this leather closure for the top.
No buttonholes.
I just love it. It had a wavy button band, which I think is so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I just love this design. I'd like to make another one. Oops, sorry. So that was 2019, and then 2020 I did a soundtrack pullover. Another one of my favorite sweaters that I wear. I wear these sweaters probably more than any that I've made. I just love this.
These are great colors too. I really like your combination there.
So she's a great designer. And the other thing that I didn't like was she recommended a cable cast on. It did not look good. This Hempathy is very difficult, I think, to knit with. And it shows everything. It's not like knitting with a nice wool, you know, like this yarn.
Yeah.
That's why I usually don't make summer sweaters. I just love the design of this though.
Yeah, it's cute.
The lace leaves and then the leaves on the sleeve are very pretty. I like that the design starts like from the bust down. Just really, really pretty. And it sounded like fun with all the lemon recipes, and everybody's discussing that they have pictures of the recipes they made, and they're drinking lemonade and all this stuff while they're knitting. It's kind of cute.
Well, as you may or may not know, I took a trip to Ireland recently, and I brought back some goodies. I have a few things for you, Janet.
Oh, you do?
First, I have a coaster.
Oh, how cute.
That says, hand wash only.
Oh, is that cute? That's cute. That looks like our favorite person who makes the posters.
There's
at Rhinebeck.
This gentleman, his stuff is very similar, and his stuff is everywhere. Every tourist trap store that you go into in Ireland has these.
Oh, wow.
And they're all these cute little things, just like the woman at Rhinebeck
I always like them.
Yeah.
Thank you. So pretty. The sheep hanging out to dry. I love it.
And I got you one more. This one is a magnet. And it says Formula One. So
oh my gosh, is that cute? The race car?
Yeah.
That's really cute. Thank you. Isn't that pretty? Thomas Joseph.
Thomas Joseph,
yeah. Thomas Joseph. Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah, there's so many. I got a couple for myself too.
Oh, I'm sure. That's great.
Oh, I should have brought them to show. But
yes, next time you'll have to show them.
Yeah.
I think, oh my gosh.
I also got you a pair of sheep socks. So these are the kind that you put in water and they like magically grow.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I could see them. Oh my goodness. You could see them in there.
And lastly,
what?
I have wool fat soap.
Oh.
From Kerry Woolen Mill.
Is that to wash our knitted things?
No, it's actually just for hand soap.
Oh, okay.
Like a hand soap.
Okay.
Special hand finished soap made to a traditional exclusive formula. And it's made by Kerry Woolen Mills out of wool fat.
Wool fat.
I've never used it. I bought one for myself too, but I haven't. No, I haven't opened it up yet.
Interesting. Well, thank you. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful.
And then I got myself something.
Oh, let's see.
I was on a tour, so I was not able to go out of the way to a yarn shop. But in Killarney, we went to the Aran Sweater Market, and they had one wall of wool there at the Aran Sweater Market. So I was able to buy myself some Irish wool.
You did.
And this was also from Kerry Woolen Mills, is where this yarn comes from. So I got
my goodness.
This. It's just called Aran wool, and it's, I think, Aran-ish weight as well. It doesn't give you
just pure wool.
No, it doesn't give you a gauge or a needle size or anything. This is called Forest Blue, and it comes in 200 gram skeins. So it's a dark blue it's a tweed. It has flecks of red and yellow and green. On the website, it says most of their tweeds have as many as 17 colors.
Oh, wow.
So I got 4 of these, which means I have 800 grams.
Oh, okay.
And then if you spent over a certain dollar amount, they would ship it home for you free. So I got an extra one to get me up over the shipping limit. So I got 1 skein of this, which is actually...
Is it natural?
It's actually, well, the name of it is light black.
Oh,
I don't know why it's called light black.
It's really a pale gray.
Yeah. So I had to pull off the sticker to see that underneath that it said Kerry Woolen Mills, because it doesn't have much of a label. So it was sold at the Aran Sweater Market, but it's yarn from Kerry Woolen Mills. So it's Irish spun that they dye it in the wool, and then they card it and spin it and put it into hanks there.
Really?
It's definitely more rustic. Did you feel it?
Yeah, but it's not bad though. I think I could feel like the oil in it. Like
maybe, yeah.
I could feel it.
Smells a little sheepy.
Little bit,
not too much though.
When you first pulled it out, I thought I smelled it. That's why I was wondering. Yeah, this is beautiful. I could see a sweater with patterning around the yoke.
Maybe, yeah.
That would be pretty.
Yeah, because it is.
The design would really stand out in this.
It could be, I think, anywhere from worsted to Aran.
Yeah.
So 4 to 5 stitches per
Seems
inch
pretty.
probably.
Yeah.
So someday, not this year.
The only other thing I have left, I'm still working on this slowly, is Don Barker's float shawl pattern. This is that assigned pooling idea. So it's getting there.
I like
It's
it.
slow. It's slow progress, that's for sure. I'm not even halfway through
Oh my.
my big ball of yarn.
This is going to be a big shawl
Yeah.
then.
I may stop it at some point.
Well, I'm sure every time you hit one of these colors, it
Mhm.
takes a while to do one of those.
It does, because I'm doing, the pattern calls for 5 stitches, where you go back and forth 3 times on 5 stitches, but I'm doing 7 because the run of color, see, like here, let's see, yeah, I'm at the end, and here I'm coming to my pink and white and black. So I have to do my little design.
Enough to use up
And
the
to
color.
use up till you get to the gray takes me, I figured, 7 stitches, not 5. Otherwise the color will run into the gray, which I'm trying to avoid. But it's all random.
You were talking about the big blank spaces, but I don't think they're that. Once you put it in context of the rest of the...
Yeah, and I think once I block it too, I think it's going to spread out a little bit. And all the patterns I've seen on Ravelry are like this. So it's fun. I just do this every once in a while. After you do it for so long, you have to stop. I have to stop.
Yeah, sure. Take a break.
Here's the
It can
picture.
be a
I do
little
have the picture.
palette
That's
cleanser.
right.
Yeah, it's all bunched up in that picture. I think it shows the shawl better. Yeah.
So I'm still working on that. I know I showed that the last couple times.
Well, it's a work in progress.
I think I started it right after Rhinebeck last year.
And I've been working on my Afghan for almost a year now.
Well, that's different. An Afghan. This is a little shawl. But I made little things in between. And
well, I have
about
one
it.
work
What
in
do you-
progress
what else do you
right
have?
now. I started my Christmas ornaments that I'm
nice.
making for my coworkers.
Mhm.
And I have 2 of them done. So I'm making these little mittens.
Oh, they're cute.
I'm using scrap sock yarn.
Mhm. They're cute.
And
Let's see how they're striped.
The pattern is from this book, Christmas Stockings.
Oh, I have that.
It's by Barbara Albright. And it doesn't... That's the pattern. Does it have a picture? Yeah, here's her picture. She has a pattern for both stockings and mittens. Little mini ones.
Very cute.
Size 1 needle with sock weight yarn. Scraps. I have 2, so I have a few more to go.
So you're using your double points.
Yes.
What length of double points are you using?
8-inch.
Oh my gosh. You're getting around these little things with 8 inches. I was just thinking, because I bought those double points that I think are 4 inches. And I was just thinking that's what I would use for this. Oh my gosh, you're using the 8-inch ones?
I'm
Oh
just
my
so
goodness.
used to the feel of those in my hands.
Mhm.
I'm just used to it, I guess.
Mm.
So it doesn't bother me at all. Every time I get double pointed needles, I have to special order them. So when I went to Ireland, I wanted to get some bamboo double points. I called Pearls of Wisdom and I said, do you have any 8-inch? And they said, no, we have 6-inch, but not 8-inch. So they ordered me a set of 8-inch. They're from Knitter's Pride. They're actually pretty good. They're holding up. I mean, I've only had them 2 months, but they're holding up pretty well so far.
Mm-hmm.
Our issue with bamboo and wooden, wooden needles, I have literally broken. So I tried not to buy wooden ones anymore. The bamboo is better, but they had a tendency to bend after a while.
Yes, like that. Well, you probably can't see that, but
has a subtle bend to it.
It drives me crazy though.
Yeah.
I can feel it when I'm going around. Oh my goodness. And just the one is bent.
Oh, mm-hmm.
So it's really strange.
Yeah. So now I have a pair of Knitter's Pride. So they're wood, I think. I don't think they're bamboo. I can't remember. Anyway, they're holding up okay so far.
Yeah, they're the ones I broke. I don't know.
The ones I broke were the Brittany Birch.
Oh,
They like
I don't like
snapped.
them.
Boom.
I love these. These Knitter's Pride Zings.
Oh,
I think
Zings,
they're
okay.
called. Yeah, I love these. I love the color. I love this point. It's not too pointy because this yarn splits this Hempathy.
Mm.
When we started this, we were knitting it flat. So at the beginning of the rows, you had to do a cable cast on. I had such a time trying to get that through with the slippery needles and the yarn splitting.
Well, tell us what you are working on this summer. Are you making a nice summer top? I know usually we don't make summer tops, but you have that one,
this
which
lemon
looks
spritz just
really cute.
Is anybody else doing this? I would like to know.
I'm tempted myself. That's a really cute
It's
top.
really a pretty sweater, so I thought.
So let us know in the comments if you're doing any summer knitting, and especially if you're doing this one, the lemon spritz. Have a great 4th of July. Happy holiday.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Enjoy your knitting. Stay cool.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.